Let's turn our attention to Scotland. Martin O'Neill won his first game as interim manager at Celtic, thrashing Falkirk 4-0. Joining us now is Tino Callahan from the Celtic Exchange podcast. Tino, always good to see you. Before we talk about the game, there were thousands protesting before kick-off. So what was that like and what was the atmosphere like in the ground?
Yeah, so I wasn't at the protest, but some of the guys from our show were there. And, yeah, just this feeling of unrest continues at Celtic Park, Tom. There was, the scenes are, in front of us just now. Thousands, not hundreds, thousands of unhappy Celtic fans who continue to be unhappy at just how the club's been run at this moment in time.
Well, given that planned demonstration, how surprised were you to see Dermot Desmond in attendance? And were you glad that he was there?
I suppose so, but we generally only see or hear from Dermot Desmond in times of crisis as such, and it kind of leans towards the dysfunctional way in which Celtic operate. Obviously, we're now without a permanent manager following Brendan Rodgers' resignation on Monday, and we'll see Dermot Desmond at times like this, and we'll see him at big European nights. We don't see him when there's regular things to be dealt with and a football club to be run.
What did you make of his comments towards Brendan Rodgers? Because speaking to Celtic fans, it did feel like Brendan had maybe checked out a little bit. He weren't happy with stuff going on. But Dermot Desmond's, damning verdict was quite remarkable, I thought.
Yeah, I thought they were just wholly unnecessary, Jamie. Managers come and go all the time. That's part of football. Celtic released a very run-of-the-mill statement describing the resignation. Brendan Rodgers has gone. We thank him for his time. All the best. The search for a new man goes on, and Martin O'Neill will take temporary charge. Yeah. That should have been it. Yeah. What's happened on the back of that? Everyone's read the statement. It's wholly unnecessary and pretty strong.
It's our understanding, Tino, that Ange Postecoglou is unlikely to return as the new boss. We've learnt that this morning. Who do you want regardless?
There's a lot of talk about Kieran McKenna. You guys will know him, better than we do potentially, from what he's done down south, and he's, strongly rated, highly thought of. Craig Bellamy's been mentioned. There is a natural Celtic link here, and I believe he continues to do good things with Wales, albeit not a huge experience as a manager. He's been assistant, he's been a coach, so the other names doing the rounds. The other interesting one is Kjetil Knutsen out at Bodo Glimt, doing some great things there. They're in the Champions League due to some of the brilliant work he's done in recent years, so some interesting names in the hat at the moment.
Well, Robbie Keane's on the short list. Jamie, you know him. What was he like to play with, the natural leader, etc.?
Yeah, he absolutely was. Keano was an amazing captain, amazing person. As a leader in the dressing room in terms of standards being set. I know he's been linked to the football club, and look, he's managing. And I know probably Celtic fans think, he's probably not right for us yet. Maybe he's not the guy. Listen, he's gone and done his management where probably you wouldn't expect people to go. He's won the league, he's won a cup, then he's gone to Hungary. Yeah, and then he's gone to Hungary and won the league again. Yeah. So he's won 2 league titles. We talk about Graham Potter at Ostersands. You'd say, who are Ostersands? And then he goes and gets a really good job. Don't write Keano off. Robbie, I know him from being him as a player and as a captain, proper leader. Whether he's right for Celtic yet, I don't know. But he's going to be a big manager. He's a top manager and he's a leader in the dressing room. So we'll see. If you can't get Ange, who'd you go for? Martin O'Neill. I don't know what you think. Martin O'Neill and Shaun Maloney, for me, is perfect for right now in terms of what you want.
Yeah, do you know, it was a night of nostalgia last night. Great performance, 4-0 win under Martin O'Neill. Martin O'Neill, I was at the press conference on Tuesday, when he was, formally meeting the press again, 20 years on from originally doing so, and he was very clear, as was Shaun Maloney actually, that they're very much temporarily going to be in control. They're not looking at this as a long-term thing. Results change everything, of course, we know that, and if they win on Sunday after last night's big win, then you maybe start to have that conversation. But at the moment, we're just really pleased to see 2 former Celts return, but I think the club should go in a different direction moving forward.
Does it buy the board some time, though? Because if the fans are happy with Martin O'Neill and Shaun Maloney in the interim, I guess it's not a case of, we've got to get someone in before that Rangers game at the weekend, got to get someone in immediately. It does seem like, all right, the fans might show a bit of patience when you trust your current interim boss.
Yeah, I think it's a smart appointment. You've got, Martin O'Neill is an absolute hero in Glasgow, you guys will know that, and putting him in place as the figurehead, the elder statesman, is a smart move, first of all. And then you get Shaun Maloney, who's worked with Roberto Martinez at Belgium, with some really talented players. And Shaun is very much in touch with the modern game, data, analytics, everything else that goes with it. So it's quite a good pairing on paper. You can see why it makes a lot of sense. And of course, good football results do take a bit of heat off. But I think as the protest showed last night, this fans collective aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
If you think about the managers who will probably end up getting the Celtic job in the future, not one of them has got the credentials that Martin O'Neill has got.
That's a fair point.
Just as I say, an incredible figure. I've met Martin several times. He's hugely popular around the club. And as I say, a smart move by Celtic to bring in a guy that no fan will hear a word against.
How much more confidence do you have after last night about winning the title, given that Hearts drew?
It's certainly a step in the right direction, but we're trying to follow the game. The Hearts result when we were at the game at Celtic Park, and it was pleasing to hear. I thought they'd stole it at the end, and it was good to hear they dropped a couple of points. And that's the way Celtic have to continue. At this early stage, we're 10 games in. We just need to take care of our own business, continue winning games, try and get on a bit of a run. Huge cup game, of course, against Rangers on Sunday. And if we keep doing what we can do, we were so much more direct last night. There was quite a notable change in the style, not a huge change in personnel, but a change in the style by Martin O'Neal and Shaun Maloney. Much more direct, far less pedestrian passing. So it was good to see. It was an enjoyable game, 4-0, of course. And if we can keep doing that, we'll get a lot closer to Hearts in the coming weeks.
In about 5 or 10 seconds, is it a 2-horse race or a 3-horse race?
It's a 2-horse race for me. I don't see much coming from this Rangers side. You maybe expect that, Jamie. But Celtic and Hearts will be the two slugging it out.
I thought you might say that, and with a smile on your face too. Tino, thank you.
Great stuff. Thanks, lads.
Cheers, mate.